Good morning again, third grade. We are going to be working on our arithmetic lesson, our math pages 249 to 250, lesson 125. And we're going to be talking about plotting line graphs. So I'll show you some things up here. You know line graphs, we've done them before, but usually we have a label. Remember, we always have a label, and then we have the numbers that show what that label is representing. Well, sometimes when we have our line graph, it's only going to use numbers to show the data that it wants to present. The place where you live has an address, right? It has a number where you live. Well, the same thing for our points on our line graph today. They have an address where they live. They have two numbers in their address. The first number in their address is found on the horizontal line. So when we look at our numbers in our graph today, you're going to see two numbers, and anytime you see that first number, you're going to go across first. After you go across, then you will work your way up the vertical line. The second number is always going to be your vertical line. So horizontal first, just like H is first and in the alphabet. So you go across first and then you go up. Vertical is after. So the first thing you're going to do is go horizontally. So we have two numbers, well, several numbers that we're going to be plotting today that I'll show you and help for you to hopefully understand. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit closer so you can see it better, and hopefully that will help make sense of it. So the first number that we are going to look at is 3, 2, okay? So where do I have to go first? If it's 3, 2, remember I have to go across. So here are my numbers at the bottom. Hopefully, I know the bottom ones aren't as easy to see, but you can see I have 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'm going up to 15 up here on the vertical line. So I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, and then after I go over, I'm not going back to the beginning because I have to stay at my 3, 1, 2, 3, and from here I go up 1, 2, and that's where I'm going to plot my first point on 3, 2. There's my plot point, okay? Then my second number is letter B is 6, 8. So what I need to do is start here again, going horizontally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I go up from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I put my second plot point on 6, 8, going up. Then, I was going to write that down, sorry. So the second plot point, letter B, is 6, 8. The third plot point is 7, 5. So what does that mean? The first thing I do is go horizontally. So I count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then my second number is, the second part of the address is going up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where that plot point lives, on 7, 5. Get the right thing there. And then my last one, letter D, is, whoa, I just dropped my little plot point, 9, 13. Once again, where do I go with my 9? All the way across. You go skating across first and then zoom up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I place my plot point there. For each plot point, they were letters. Letter A was here, so you would put an A next to that plot point. B was here, so you would put a B next to that plot point so you can keep track of which ones were which and which ones come next, because that's going to be important when we start to put our line in, that we put them in the right place. And then C is here. I'm going to put it a little bit below just so I don't interrupt my flow of my line. And then D was my last one right here. After you have put your plot points in their addresses, you've brought them home, then you're going to use a line to show how those plot points are going. So plot point A starts here. That's where I'm going to start with my 3, 2. And then I will go up to B, where B is. Get my A in there, that would help. Then go up to B, plot point B. Then I have to go down. I can't go right up to D because I have to remember that's why it's important to put your letters. So you'll see which one comes next. I have to go down for my C. And then finally, I go all the way back up for my D to show that 4th plot point. And I have now plotted my lines on the graph. And it helps to make it easy to see those plot points when you have that line and see how that line is supposed to look. Hopefully you can see that well in there. And each one just followed its address that we used here. So the address, the first number is how many we go across, and the second number is how many we go up. We put our plot points in those places. Then we put our letters to show which was first, A, B, C, or D, first, second, third, and fourth. And then you draw your line to connect them. So we're basically playing connect the dots, but in a fun way. So that's what you're going to be doing on your arithmetic page today. For section 1, they have given you some plot points to go, and they remind you to go across first and then go up. And I want you to do that carefully. That's going to be an easy plot point for today. They took it easy on you. There'll be some harder ones later, but look at that for section 1, then and section 2. So both of those are going to be used. Then you're going to do section 3. You're going to write the times. Think carefully. You know your clocks. Section 4, you're writing the estimated sums. So remember, you look at the numbers that are there, estimate those two numbers, and then write the estimated sum. You don't have to write the estimated numbers on there. If you want to help you, that's fine. But all you have to do is write the estimated sum. And remember, the estimated sum is not going to be the actual answer. Everything with an estimation is either going to be a 0, 10, going through that estimated to the nearest 10 or the nearest 100. Then section 5. Section 5 is where you are writing your mixed numbers. Remember, you're not counting each little section in the circle or the triangle or the rectangle. You're looking to see if the whole thing is filled in. That's 1 or 2 or however many. And then however many parts are filled in the next one, that part of the whole you're figuring out would be your numerator, and then whatever the whole number is, however many parts there are altogether, is your denominator. That's what you're doing for section 5. Section 6 is adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So hopefully you remember that from the other day where we took our fraction first and added it or subtracted it, and then went to our whole number and did the same thing. Section 7, you are going back to your temperatures. So hopefully you remember those. If not, we might come back to those just to make sure that you're remembering those. Section 8, divide and check. 9, you're solving for n. So look carefully as you solve for n. When you are doing that, remember that there's parentheses in that problem. And what do parentheses say, 3rd grade? Do me first. So we've got our parenthesis hands that remind us, do me first. So do what's in the parentheses first, then put that with your other number that you have. Go down to section 10, adding, subtracting, and multiplying, and then you have your brain booster at the bottom. So I think we are going to come back with another video of reviewing our temperatures to make sure you got those down. But hopefully you'll understand your line graphs and be able to get those down just whatever. that you'll be able to get those down well today. So I will see you in another video soon.